Hi everyone, welcome back to another EZLynx Live. I'm your host Ryan Buchema, and we are doing the show again live here from my home office here at my house. On today's show, we're going to be covering a couple of things, some really neat items. We wanted to maybe address some of the cool EZLynx 5 features that have come out that you might not be aware of. There's two real neat ones. We also wanted to talk about kind of our new commissions platform. That's going to be slowly rolling out to people, and we wanted to be able to kind of show that. And I wanted to hint at something that's coming in Q3 that you guys have asked for a long time. And this is a new automated action that's going to be an automation center. So it's going to be really neat. The final thing we'd like to talk about today is EZLynx Connect. EZLynx Connect is one of our new features that allows your agency to integrate EZLynx with third-party vendors to maybe do integrations with Calendly or payment processing. So today what I'd like to do is kind of do a little bit more of a deeper dive into Connect, talk with you guys about what Connect is, how it can benefit your agency, and one thing I'd like to say is if you're not using EZLynx Connect, how you're leaving money on the table. So I want to show you how powerful this tool can be for your agency and why you should definitely take a look at what integrations are there and what you could get working for you and your agents. But first off, what I'd like to do is talk about two quick items that have come out in EZLynx 5 recently. And these items have come out based on some of the feedback that we've gotten. We've made some timely changes. We've also tried to make kind of the transition into EZLynx 5 a little bit more seamless for you. So the first one I'd like to talk about is going to be a new compact view in EZLynx 5 in rating. We'll take a look at that here in a second. And then the second item I'd like to show you guys is going to be the applicant co-applicant switch. For those of you who aren't aware, we now have out right now in production the ability for you to swap the primary applicant and the co-applicant when running a quote to see if maybe you can get a better deal for your insureds or your possible customers. But first off, like I said, let's take a look at the new compact view and actually take a look and see just what that does for you when you're working in the new system. So hold on one second, I'll get it pulled up. So one of the first things that we wanted to do, like I had mentioned, is we wanted to provide you guys with a more compact view within rating, something that people might be more familiar with. So if you're trying to train some existing staff on the new UI or just get people up to speed, this is a more compact or compressed view for rating. So in order to access this, when you get into rating, so for example, we're on the rating tab here, you'll just select this option right up here that says compact view. Notice that the top section, the wizard, is now gone, and it's changed back into the tabs like you used to be familiar with. So you can actually tab through it just like normal. But you can easily go back to the other view if you want just by toggling it off. So you have a simple toggle to be able to get from a compact view back to the normal view within EZLynx 5. So maybe try it in the compact view for a while, and then once you get used to the new UI, then go ahead and then maybe go back to the non-compact view, right? So this is just something that we wanted to try to provide for you guys. So as you see, the compact view for EZLynx 5 is really nice. It gets you kind of back to the old view that you're used to seeing, which is good. Maybe if you're trying to help some staff with training, like I had mentioned, this is a great way to be able to kind of get it maybe a little bit easier for them to work in. The second item I'd like to talk about right here that I mentioned earlier is going to be the applicant and co-applicant switch. And this is an amazing, powerful tool. So you can quickly click a button. You can swap the primary applicant with the co-applicant. And this is great to be able to see if you can get a better rate for your possible customers. And it's a very, very, very simple tool to use here in EZLynx 5 on the quote result page. So real quick, let me pull that up. I just want to show you guys what that is and how that works. Okay, so we have the quote result page pulled up, and a lot of you might be familiar with this with EZLynx 5. So what we have here is a quote result that's come back for Joe and Kelly Cowboy. Now, one thing you might notice that's a little bit new is this area right over here that says switch applicant with co-applicant. And the idea here is that we're going to be switching the primary applicant of Cowboy Joe with the co-applicant of Kelly Cowboy. And the idea is to try to maybe see if you can't get a better rate. It's extremely simple. All you have to do is click here, and what it's going to do is it's going to look at and let you know that this is the current setup, right? The primary applicant's Cowboy Joe, co-applicant is Kelly Cowboy. After the switch, after we swap them,
it's going to be Kelly Cowboy as the applicant and Joe Cowboy as the co-applicant. Now, we're not actually going, once you do this, we're not changing the actual primary applicant and co-applicant back on the details page. That's not happening. It's just right here in the quote that we're going to do it for you. So when we do that and actually process it, it'll spin around and it'll let you know that the applicant was switched. And for this one, everything seems to be about the same. The actual return premiums didn't really change too much for them. But it's important to note that the applicant has changed, and this has been switched with Kelly Cowboy is now going to be the primary applicant on this one. It's a very, 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 very simple process. Clicking the button allows you to get right in, swap the applicants, and see if you can get a better deal for your customers on the phone when trying to capture that business.
So as you can see, applicant co-applicant switch is a pretty powerful tool. We're really excited to bring that to you. Next up, I'd like to show you guys is kind of the new commissions workflow that we've put together. Now, some of you might be familiar with the old commission workflow and trying to set up commission rules, and I will admit it was not an easy thing to work in. This new commission workflow that we have is unbelievable. It looks a lot like Automation Center. So if you're familiar with how to read automated rules in Automation Center, this is very much like that. So real quick, let me pull this up. This is going to be neat. And this will be rolling out. We've had a beta for this, and we're actually rolling it out to kind of the rest of our users over the next few months. So this is something to look forward to. It's very, very, very cool. So bear with me. Let me get this pulled up real quick, and we'll take a quick look at it.
Okay, so let's go over here. One thing you guys will notice, and let's take a look at this. We have the old commissions area that some people and a lot of people might still be on. And then we have this new beta one down here. I do want to show you real quick the old commission area, just so you have an idea of what has changed, okay? So when we come here, we can see just a huge table. It's a lot of our different rules. If I want to actually add a rule, I've got to try to figure out, is it new, renewal, rewrite, the transaction type. And it's a very, very, I would say, busy screen to try to fill out information on and figure out what's going on. This is the old commissions UI. Now, the new commissions UI is a lot better than this. So let's take a look. We'll pull up the beta here. Some customers, some of you guys, you might be on this right now. Others might not. Don't worry about it. We will be rolling it out to the rest of all of the users here in the next few months. So that's important to notice. But as you can see, we have our table. It's kind of somewhat similar. But when you actually go to create a rule, this is pretty neat. It looks a lot like Automation Center. So you have to select your first condition. So let's go and select if the policy term type is renewal, new business, rewrite. I can determine that. Maybe I want to do this based on if the assigned to is a certain person. Create the commission rule that way, but we'll do it based on if the master company is, and let's go ahead and say it's, let's go with Safeco. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to our actual payees. So we have the payee as the agency, and the agency here is EZLynx. They're going to get 100% of the actual agency commission. I can add an additional payee if I want to. So maybe I wanted to add maybe like a producer or somebody else. Maybe it's the assigned to user on the account. Maybe it's going to be the assigned policy producer. I can choose to do that. And then I can choose what percentage that I want to have happen. So maybe it's going to be maybe of the written premium, flat premium, the agency premium. I can determine those things when I'm actually writing and putting together my whole rule. So let's take a look at a rule that's actually really been set up and see how this thing has actually been built together for us. So we have the new business one right here. So let's go ahead and edit this and take a look. So what they've done here is they've said that if the state is one of these states, Alaska, New Jersey, Arkansas, and if that policy term type is new business, right, then what I want to do is I want to look at the assigned to on the account. The assigned to on the account is going to get 40% of the agency commission. The agency of that agency commission will get 60%, okay? Then what I can do here is I can actually name the rule, provide a description for it. And this is the really cool part. This is what I really like, is that you can actually kind of see the rule typed out for you. And this makes a lot more logical sense, at least to me, than the old workflow where it was just a big screen and I'm selecting a bunch of drop downs. I like this. I find it easier and it's better to comprehend. So this is our new commissions workflow. And another thing that's really fun about it is that this thing is also designed to help thin out some of your rules. So sometimes in the old commission workflow, you had a lot of rules that would kind of step over each other. This one is going to actually try to reduce that. We will cut down the number of commission rules that you find in your organization when this new feature is toggled on for you guys. So it's a really awesome, powerful new way to manage the commissions in the agency. And as you can see, as we showed here, it's pretty simple to kind of look at, what the rule is that you're creating, right? It's state, it's Alaska, policy term is new business. The assigned to gets 40, the agency gets 60 of the percent of the agency commission. It's pretty cut and dry. And I think this UI, at least to me, is going to go over a lot better. I think this is definitely going to be something that'll definitely work a lot easier for you and your agents.
So the final thing I kind of want to talk about before we jump into EZLynx Connect and kind of walking you through what that is I want to talk about one of the features that's going to be coming out here in Q3. Now I can't show it to you because it's not available yet, but we are going to be adding an additional action into Automation Center. So right now the existing actions that you guys have, you have things like add a task, send an email, create folders. You can also share a document to Client Center depending on what the trigger is in the workflow. Right now, what we're adding in Q3 is the ability for you to send automated text messages. Yes, I know that people have asked about this for a while. Matter of fact, I've been here in the years that I've been here. This has been something that has been talked about for a long time, at least the last 3 years. So we've got it out for you. It's going to be included in Automation Center in the Q3 release. So you guys are now going to be able to create a template that you want to type out for your text message. And when that action is triggered, it'll fire off that text message to your actual customer. So this is a powerful thing that I think really completes a lot of some of the actions that we need in Automation Center to be a really robust tool for you and your agency. So look forward to that. That's going to be coming out real quick here in Q3. So now I'd like to move into EZLynx Connect. This is a new product or new feature that we have in the system that allows you to integrate third-party vendors with EZLynx. So an example of that would be maybe for payment processing. We have an integration with Clearant so that you can set up an account with Clearant, you can integrate it into EZLynx, and then that'll actually show up in Client Center for your insured. So if your insureds want to go and pay an invoice or maybe a bill that you have out there for them, they can do that. And you'll be able to get the payment processed and sent over to a bank account of your choosing. And this is great because it really makes Client Center this extremely valuable, I'd say 24/7 digital representative for you and your agency. It really maximizes what Client Center can do. So what I'd like to do is kind of take some time, show you guys what some of the different connections are that you can look at in EZLynx Connect, talk about what they mean, and then hopefully from this you'll be able to start to see how you can maximize these different integrations with your agency and how you can maybe not leave money on the table. I mean, if I can get people to be able to process payments immediately and I don't have to wait to talk to them on the phone, they can just go to a site and do it. It's pretty nice. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at EZLynx Connect. It's a really nice platform, very easy to navigate. And you'll see that here in the demo, how simple it is to kind of navigate around EZLynx Connect. So bear with me. Let's get this pulled up and we'll take a look here at EZLynx Connect and show you guys what this is. Okay, so like a lot of the products in EZLynx, in order to access them, you just have to go to your side navigation menu. So no matter where you are, you can see this menu. So if we come all the way down here to the bottom, you're going to see something that looks like a power plug. Okay, this is the EZLynx Connect Marketplace. So when we click that, it takes us to a marketplace. Now, what you see here on the screen are 3 of the categories that we have integrations waiting that you can set up and configure for your agency, okay? And it's broken down into the category. We have quote results, payment connector, and communications. Now, it's really important to note that we are continually adding new integrations to this area. And at the end of the show, I'm going to talk about
two new ones that we have coming out in Q3, but I just wanted to kind of mention those real fast before I got heavy into this. As you can see with each one of the cards, we provide you with a simple description as to what you will find in them. So for example, we'll go in here in a minute to quote results, but this will enhance your sales opportunities with additional insurance products and services. That's pretty cool. All right. So all you have to do is click the category to go in. And what you'll see is we have 3 integrations that are sitting here, 2 of which right now we have kind of configured and set up. Okay. You also have, so you have Back 9 life insurance, and Back 9 is it's a life insurance MGA that kind of simplifies the quoting life insurance process. Okay. These teaser quotes for Back 9 will appear at the bottom of the quote result page. Okay, so after you've run a quote, you will see them at the bottom of the page. And it's important to note right here that this is visible in both EZLynx 4 and EZLynx 5, the Back 9 integration. Now, Neoteric and ADT are not. Those are only in EZLynx 5. So if you're still in EZLynx 4 and you did want to take advantage of this integration and try to get some extra opportunities, extra policies in the door, then you can integrate with this and you can get set up with it when you're in EZLynx 4. All you have to do is click into it. It's going to ask you to configure. We have already got it set up. So if I click update, it's a similar screen. Right here, I will have to enter in what's known as my national producer number. So prior to making this integration with EZLynx, you will go to the Back 9 Insurance website. You will get set up with an account with them, and you're entering your NPN number so that they know who you are, right? You take that NPN number and then you add it in here. And then once you configure yourselves, your EZLynx account, us with them, then you'll be able to just send quotes right over to them. It's very, 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 very simple. I'll actually show you real quick what it looks like on a quote. This is pretty neat. So if we come down here to the bottom, we can see this section that says add value to your quote, which is really cool. So here's Back 9 Insurance. So based on Joe and Kelly Cowboy, we have a 10-year term, $500,000 coverage starting at $39.99 a month. So it's just a simple ask, right? Whenever you're talking about the homeowners and the auto quote, all you have to do is say, hey, would you guys be interested in life insurance? You know, I mean, this is something that I can maybe get filled out for you. You will click this link right here. It will take you to the Back 9 site, and you will just fill out some very simple information like how healthy are you? Are you a smoker? Do you find yourself to be an active individual or not an active individual? Things like that. Very, 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 very simple. Let's come back over here, though, to the marketplace. Okay. Neoteric is the other one that I'd like to talk about. Neoteric, if you were at EZLynx last year, you might have met these guys. They actually have provided a way to make insurance proposals look modern and look nice. So after you get your quote set up in EZLynx and you get to the end, as you saw, we had an option for Neoteric. You can take that quote information, throw it into one of their proposals, and then send it off to your client. And it looks nice, clean, and crisp. Very, very, very professional. The final integration I want to kind of talk about right here is the ADT integration. Now, this integration is extremely simple to utilize. It really, really is. What happens is you will pass to Secure 24. You can click when you're on the quote result page to send over qualified leads to Secure 24. Okay. Secure 24 will do the rest of the work for you. Right? That's it. That's all you have to do. They will then talk to the customer about ADT security. They'll take that lead. They'll try to get them set up with a system. And if they close it, you will receive commission for it. It's that simple. It's pretty easy. I mean, that's what I'm talking about with money left on the table. This is a very simple way to make some money because somebody else is kind of doing the job for you, right? I mean, how nice is that? So once you integrate with this, once again, you'll just get set up. It's simply updating and agreeing to the terms. And once you've agreed to it, you're set up. You don't need to get an account set up, nothing like that. This is a very, very, very easy integration to utilize at your agency to help you get some extra money coming in the door. And I highly recommend this one because it's really, really nothing on your part that you really have to do. Okay.
Okay, so the next category I want to show you guys, and we saw that when we were looking at the main page. The next category is the payment processor. Now, within payment processor, we have a vendor called Clearant. Clearant, you can get set up with an account with Clearant. And then what you can do is when you integrate that Clearant account into EZLynx, it will then show up as an option in Client Center. So your insureds can actually click pay a bill and they can go there, they could pay an invoice, they could pay maybe just a random payment that you want them to do. It's completely up to you. So let's go ahead. I'll pull this up real fast. It's really neat. And I think once again, this is what really pushes that whole idea of Client Center being that 24/7 digital representative. You know, you may not be there in the office, but Client Center's there. It's there taking payments for you, and it's there doing some of the other things we're going to talk about here in a minute with like Calendly, like from a communication standpoint. So let's take a look real quick here at the payment connector and show you guys exactly what that is.
Okay, so we're back here in the Connect Marketplace. What I want to draw your attention to, the next category here is going to be the payment connector. Now, I'm not going to go into heavy detail about the payment connector. We did that a couple EZLynx lives back, not the last one that we just had with Jake and Carlo, but the one prior to that. We actually went into some pretty good detail and did a really good demonstration of payment connector. So I encourage you guys to go back, watch that live one. But I just want to give kind of a high level overview of what this is. So when we go into the payment connector, we have a company that we're allowing you to integrate with called Clearant, okay? What Clearant will do is Clearant will take secured payments on either a one-time payment, maybe your insured wants to make payment on an invoice, payment directly on a policy. They can choose what they want to pay on in Client Center, and I'll show you Client Center here in a minute. But this is an integration that once it's enabled, okay, it will actually show up in the insured's Client Center so that they can take advantage of it. This is the idea of really maximizing Client Center and really making it that 24/7 digital representative that is always there. And I'm going to continue to say that when referencing Clearant or the other integration here in a big Calendly in the communication category. But this really, really builds and drives home the power of Client Center. And I would say this, I would say that if you have Client Center enabled for your agency and you're not using this, I think you're doing a disservice to your insurers. I really do. This is an amazing tool that makes it very, very simple for them. Now, there are going to be some things that you'll need to do prior to getting this integration set up. Okay, so you will be provided what's known as an API key that comes directly from Clearant. So, in order to get this integration set up, you will first go to Clearant and set up an account with them. When you're setting up the account with them, they will ask you to specify what bank account you want your payments to go to, right? The payments they collect will go directly to that account, and then you're responsible with paying those out. So they don't take the payment, clear it, and send it directly to the carrier. They send it to the bank account that you have specified for your agency. I just want to get that clear. We had a lot of questions about that last time when we showed clearance. So I definitely wanted to make sure that was clear when we were talking about it. So once you have your account set up with Clearant, they will provide you with that API key. You will put that information in right here, get everything configured. And then whenever your customers actually go into Client Center, they'll notice this option right here that says make payments. Oh, hey, take a look at this. Also notice if you have the Back 9 life insurance integrated set up, hey, the insureds will actually even see the ad for the life insurance thing where they can actually go off and try to get set up with a life insurance policy. Isn't that neat? All right there for you. But whenever you click on make payments, what that's going to do is that's going to take you to the screen where you can actually choose as the insured. I can choose I want to pay on my policy, or maybe I want to make a one-time payment, or if this organization actually had accounting, EZLynx accounting enabled, you would see an additional square right here for paying on an invoice. So if there's an agency bill, if there's an invoice that has been sent out to that customer, those invoices will actually populate in here, and the insured or your customers can actually pay them directly. So this is the payment processor. It's an integration with Clearant, and I would stress once again, if you guys have Client Center, this is a part of Client Center that you want to have set up. You want to have this here for your insureds to be able to really maximize the value of Client Center and show value in it for you guys, okay?
Okay, so the final category that I want to show you guys in EZLynx Connect is going to be the communication category. Now, within communications right now, we have what's known as a Calendly. Calendly is the ability to share your calendar into Client Center so that your insureds, instead of having to get on the phone and call and send an email, are you available today at 2? No, I'm not available today, but I'm available tomorrow at 10. Well, 10 doesn't work. Are you available? Instead of having to go through that whole hassle, they can pull up Calendly in Client Center and they can view your calendar. They can schedule a time to meet or call with you. And this is great. This is awesome. This takes a lot of the back and forth emailing out of the picture. And once again, just like with Payment Processor and with Clearant, this really pushes the idea of how powerful Client Center can be for you and your agency. So let's take a quick look. I'll get it pulled up. Let's look real quick here at Calendly and how Calendly actually looks and works, okay?
Okay, so we're back here on the EZLynx Connect marketplace page. And the one thing that I did want to show you, the last connection area or the category I wanted to go to is going to be here in communications. Now, 2 EZLynx lives ago, that's kind of a tongue twister, but about 2 months back, we did an EZLynx live where we talked in detail about Calendly and how to set up Calendly. I'm not going to go once again into a lot of detail, just like with Payment Connector, I won't do that, but I did kind of want to show you guys what this is. Okay, so if I click into communications here, Calendly is the one integration that we have right now. And the idea here is that you're integrating either your Outlook or your Gmail, whatever calendar you have, you're sharing that to Client Center so that your insureds can go to Client Center and they can schedule meetings with you. Okay, it's that simple. Now, what you will need to do prior to getting it set up with us is you will actually need to go and get your calendar integrated with Calendly first, because they will provide you with a calendar URL that you will place here in order to link the two up. But once it's been linked up and set up, when your insureds come into Client Center, they just see this option right here. Hey, schedule appointment. And all they have to do is click that. They go right into it, and maybe it's a 15-minute call, maybe it's a 30-minute video call. They get to choose, and let's say we're going to do a 30-minute call. And then I can actually see, as the insured, I can see when my agent is free, and I can actually set up a time. And then what you'll get is an email notification letting you know that, hey, somebody has set up an appointment with you. They'll get an email confirmation saying that your appointment's been confirmed, and both parties can actually cancel or reschedule if needed. This is another amazing tool that we have here in EZLynx Connect Marketplace that can really help build your agency, and it can really help build value in the Client Center. If you're really wanting to build Client Center as this 24/7 digital representative for your agency, these are the means to do it. Being able to provide your insureds with a way to contact you, and being able to provide your insureds with a way to make payments without having to call you. These are 2 great tools that we have right now available for you in the EZLynx Connect marketplace.
So you can kind of see how the Calendly integration, as well as if you think back to the payment processing integration with Clearant, you can kind of see how both of these integrations, when leveraged with Client Center, can be very, very, very powerful. They can really maximize this idea, like I had mentioned earlier, of a 24/7 digital representative, somebody who's always there for your customers and your insureds. I think these integrations are great, and if you haven't gone in and taken a look at them and given them a try, don't be afraid. Jump on in there, see what they are. They're pretty easy to get set up and integrate with, like I've shown. It's not hard at all. Now, before we go out and we close out today, I do want to talk to you about 2 more integrations that are going to be coming out in our upcoming release here in Q3. The first one is we're integrating with a vendor to be able to quote flood insurance. That's right, we'll have flood insurance as an integration that you're going to be able to do. So just like how you have with Back9, how you can quote life insurance, you're now going to have the ability to also do flood insurance as well. So that's going to be a really powerful addition to the rating system. The second item, and it will be in a beta, is going to be our VoIP, or voice over IP. That will be a beta. So those of you guys who are wanting to interact with that integration and start to look at it and see how you can make calls with it, bear in mind it will be a beta. We're continuing to work on it to get it ready, but it isn't a point that we can get it out to you guys so you can start to use it. So I hope you guys have learned a lot today. I hope you have gained a greater appreciation for EZLynx Connect and some of the powerful things that are in there from an integration standpoint that can definitely help you and your agency be more efficient, more cost effective. That's kind of the whole idea here is let's really leverage the power of technology so that we can help you guys have an easier job. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining us today. Show went a little long, but I do appreciate you guys being on the call. And once again, as we say here in Texas, we'll see y'all next time. We'll see y'all. Bye. Thank you so much.